Later on, towards the end of the 19th century, we have Christian Snok. He was a Dutch academic who was also an intelligence officer.
Okay.
And what he did, he claimed to convert to Islam.
Okay.
This is the official narrative. And he traveled to Mecca.
Okay.
And Mecca is very important as a theme in the study of Islam and international relations. I was shocked when I got to master's degree and I'm studying Islam and international relations, how much emphasis was put on Mecca. Yeah, but and the Hajj. Maybe we can go into that later, inshallah. So the Dutch were colonizing the people of what is modern day Indonesia, and they wanted to understand these people. Everywhere the colonizers go, generally speaking, the idol worshippers and these people, they just submit. They become Christian. Many of the Christian countries today in Africa and East Asia, these people were not originally Christians. They were forced to become Christians. Christianity spread with the sword, literally. You know, when they say Islam, did it spread with the sword? That's not even a discussion. Like, who's talking? Christians are talking, right? Or seculars who come from European countries with a Christian history. Christianity was spread on the tip of the sword, right? So these idol worshippers would become Christian en masse and adapt the ways of the colonizer very quickly. And the Muslims, they weren't having it. The Muslims, Allahumma barik and alhamdulillah, something to be proud of, really. Is throughout history, they resisted colonization. And they resisted it with rigor, you know. I say this because earlier I was talking about some of the elites and the modernization. I don't want it to seem like
we just gave up.
We just gave up. Absolutely not. It just happened that those intellectual elites were supported by people who had authority, and their message spread amongst the elites first and trickled down.
Because of the leverage that they had.
Because of the leverage they had. So the average Muslim resisted. Right? Anyway, bringing it back to Christian Snok, in order to understand the colonized people, to control them, he decided, you know, I want to know these guys inside and out. I want to know these guys intimately. Literally and metaphorically intimately, because he actually married a Muslim woman and had children with her. Allah Mustan, he had 2 children from a Muslim woman who was a daughter of a scholar and a leader in the resistance movements. Christian Snok, he went and did Hajj. After he claimed to become Muslim, he went and did Hajj. And he stayed for 6 months in the Hijaz. Okay. 6 months. And by the way, that was the practice of a lot of Hujjaj at the time, because it was a long distance. They used to go, and when they would do Hajj, they would stay for 6 months. And they would learn how to read Quran, they would learn the Arabic language, they'd study with the ulama, they'd be connected with ulama, there were networks, and people would be connected. That's why this idea of Hajji came about, because the Hajji, when he came back, he had religious authority, because he'd studied with the ulama, he was connected with the ulama. You see? Okay. So Snok, he goes to the Hijaz, and he studies with the ulama. He studies the sciences of the Sharia, studies the Arabic language, and he became close with the Sharif family. And used to advise them and take information from them and all the rest of it. Yeah. Really? Now, he was so observant of the Muslims.
And this is like maybe 15 years before Lawrence of Arabia, 20 years before Lawrence of Arabia.
We're talking about the late 19th century, and Lawrence of Arabia is the early 20th century. We're talking about 30 something years approximately.
Okay. Interesting.
And he wrote chronicles. Like he wrote like a diary of his experiences in Mecca. We had to read it when I was doing my master. Fascinating. This guy paid so much attention to Islam and Muslims. Not only did he pretend to become Muslim and do Hajj and study with the ulama, he used to eavesdrop on the people when they're making dua to see what they're making dua for. Really? And he documents this. There were 2 Moroccan ladies who were on their camel, and one of them made dua that Allah grants her shifa, and the other one made dua that Allah grants her pious husband. He's eavesdropping what people make dua for, bro. And he's telling you what they made dua for, and they're women, and they came from this country, and they were on the camel, and he was paying attention. And he was documenting. And if my memory serves me correctly, I believe the first photos ever taken of the Kaaba were taken by him. Okay, so this guy, Christian Snok, then goes to the region of what is modern day Indonesia, and he operates as an advisor for the Dutch government on how to control the native people.
In Indonesia?
In Indonesia. He uses the knowledge he gained of Islam and Muslims, right, to go back to serve his country. At the end of the day, this shouldn't be shocking to us. This is his country.
Portugal. Netherlands.
Exactly, yeah. He was Dutch.
He was Dutch.
So whether it's him or whether it's Lawrence of Arabia or whether it's these spies we see today, they're working in service of their country. We shouldn't feel like, oh, this is some grand conspiracy and there's something sinister about it. And oh my God, how does this... They're working in the service of their country. Right? Countries need intelligence. They need to gather intelligence about the people that they view as enemies, right? Or their enemies. So he goes to Indonesia and he marries a woman who's the daughter of one of the ulama there, and one of the leaders of the resistance. And he has children with her. And he becomes close with the ulama of Indonesia and the resistance leaders, and they think he became one of them, that he's their friend and he's advising them and he's supporting them, when really he's working for the intelligence of his country. And he's given them advice. And you know, one of the things I came across, he would say Islam should be tolerated as much as, or in so much as it is a personal act of worship. Because if you fight Islam as a personal act of worship, everyone will resist. These Muslims, they will never give up their Islam. They will never give up salah. They will never give up marriage.
Zakat.
They will never. But what should be crushed are the political movements and the resistance movements. Crushed violently. You should make an example of them. And this was a theme within like colonial literature, and it's still a theme in, you know, the research of think tanks and so on and so forth, that actually we shouldn't fight Islam as a religion in the Christian secular sense. We should fight Islam as a deen, as a way of life. You see.